Audio Jungle.
So, what is bias variance trade-off? So, you will see this topic everywhere on internet, everywhere related to machine learning models. Whenever you will start, you will see these two terms, bias variance trade-off, and it is a very important thing to learn about. It is a bit confusing, but we will try to make it more clear to you today. And in each and every job interviews, and whether you are working and with experience, you will learn this, like how to balance the bias and variance trade-off. And like in interviews also, it is being asked like what do you mean by bias and variance trade-off. And during the course, and when you will go to higher complex algorithms also, like we have learned now, linear regression, logistic regression, these things, and SVM will come, and next whatever like more complex algorithms will come, these bias and variance trade-off, this concept will always be there, and you have to make the balance of it. So for that, on that topic only we will discuss today. And the first talk will be overview of bias and variance, and then second topic will be bias, variance and irreducible error, and then the third topic will be our bias variance trade-off, right? And then the fourth, the last one, will be ways to balance the bias and variance, right? So you see, like each and every topic we have mentioned this term bias and variance. It will be clear to you when we will start, and eventually at the end of this session, it like you will understand like what is a bias, how, what do you mean by high bias, and what do you mean by high variance, and why we need to balance it out. All right. Okay. So going to the next slide, first I want to give you information about like what uh, when we train our model, right? We train on our training data, right? We have one training data, let's say we call it as a training data. Okay. And we have this test data. Let's not take validation data for now. Let's just take, we have these two data, train data, where you have this label. All right, you have this label, you have this column where let's say I want to I am taking one example where I have to predict let's say happiness, okay, versus wealth. So if you have higher wealth, whether like you will have more happiness. So our x, here I want to, this will be our y variable. Here it will come as a y variable, happiness, and then wealth I will take as a x variable, let's say. So this is the problem statement I'll taking to explain you why like what is the thing, like why we do training on train data, and do on test data, and what all challenges comes here. All right. So let's say I've trained my model. Okay. Just me just quickly remove this part, and let's just see. When we train one model, let's say model one I am training, and it is let's say some index is given. So I am taking, let's say, regression model. Let's say I'm taking that. All right. And then I have trained on train data. But when I predict on unseen data, let's say test data, then what happens? This is not giving me like giving me less error. All right. Or maybe it will give me high error. These two things can happen, right? Maybe your training data where you have trained your model, the error you are seeing here, it will be very different from the error you will see on your test data, your unseen data, your real data. So it happens all the time. But what, as a data scientist, what you need to do, you need to actually balance it out. Like whatever error you are seeing on train data, it should more or less reflect on your test data. And when this doesn't happen, then your problem arises, and then you have to do all sorts of tuning, hyperparameters, these things we'll talk about. But these things you have to see now, right? So the thing is, like, why this will come, right? Why my like on training data my error is, let's say, less, but on test data when I predict, it becomes more. All right. So why this happen, why it will happen? So answer this question, let me take a simple example. I was talking about, let me just remove this quickly, and then I'll tell you what actually I'm talking about, right? So here, why it will happen that when you have when you created one model and you were happy because you were like the error on your training was very less, it was in your significant, like you can actually pass on and say that this is the best model I have. And when you keep it in on real time and predict on test data, then it shows, okay, now this model is not performing well. Okay, why this happens? So let me check, let me see like this. Let us check. This is my happiness, right? I'm creating one graph. Here I have wealth. Okay, and my train data looks like this. Let's say I put x here, then x here, like this. My train data looks like. Okay, and I fit one regression model where what I will have here, happiness, that is actually y, is equal to theta naught plus theta 1 wealth, right? This is wealth. So this, if I draw this line, this will come like this. All right. This is based on this theta at theta naught and theta 1 value, this line will be created. Now the same, let's say the same data I'll take. All right, this is my same data. And I fit another model where I have like this, right? And this is, let's say, hy is equal to theta naught plus theta 1 w wealth plus theta 2 w wealth square. Okay, this is one model where I am creating one curve, and this is how it looks like, right? This is my model 1, where like simple I am running like this is a model 1, this is model 2, and one model 3 what I am creating. In this I have the same data, this is the same data, and one model is like this, right? It is covering all the parts, all the like points it is covering. So this, you remember, this is our training data, happiness versus wealth. Here also happiness versus wealth. And here the equation is actually theta naught plus theta 1 wealth plus theta 2 wealth square. Let's say theta 3 wealth cube plus theta 4 wealth to the power 4, let's say. So this is 4 degree polynomial. So that's why you are seeing a curve like this. It is touching all the points. Here I have, let's say, square only. So it is touching some of the points here. This is my best fit model. And here I am just taking a linear line I am creating as a separator. So this is my line. So now what happens? Now this test data comes in. So in test data, let's say these are our test data. Here, some are here. This negative, this sign I'm giving this as a test data. So what this means, like for this amount of wealth in my train data, happiness index lies here, but in my test data, the happiness is here. It might happen, right? So the sample you have collected for your training, in that for the same wealth, the happiness index is here, but in my test data, my happiness index is here. Here also the next I'm taking here also here. These are my test data information. So similarly, it will come here. Let me just quickly put it like this here, uh, here, here, and here. Similarly here. So what you will see when I am creating this model, where I have taken only 1 degree, that is wealth. So what will happen when I have this line? My model will say, okay, on this wealth, actually what I predicted as a happiness is this much, but this is my actual value. So this will be the error, right? So this will be the error. In this here, in this case, again, my model will predict this value, but my error will be here. For this much will be the error. For this much will be the error. Okay. So when I go to the next model, which where I have taken the square form. So there I have again on this wealth value, I have this error, this error, this error, and like this, right? But here, if you will see, for this wealth, I have this much error. All right. So what is happening? So what I want to say with these graphs. So what is happening here? In this case, in this case, my model, it should be like here. In this case, I have fitted one line, and I am getting that model has trained on my train data, but it is not taking all the information. There are signals. Okay, here it should go up, it should go down, and in this line is our best fit model based on our this equation. And here I have some here I have some error. on test data. So what is happening in this case, it is very simple model, right? So if I make it more complex, it is training on the signals in the data, training data what you already have. It is taking like more and more that signal it is learning, right? When you do a square, it will between error between the predicted and actual ones on train data, that will actually reduce, right? That will actually reduce here in this case. And you go more into the complex models, it will like pass through all the training data, that is your x, it will pass through all that, but then it will learn all the signals what you have in your training data, and it will fit in perfectly. But what will happen when you have a test data? Test data here, it will give you error here. In this case also you will have error, but in this case it is like the error here, it might be like slightly higher, it here it might be slightly lower than the first one. In this case it will be very high. Why? Because it has learned like whatever signals was present in your training data, that it has learned completely, right? It has totally learned that. So because of that, what is happening when you have a new test data and it has like some information like this, when you have wealth here and the happiness like index is here, but in your test data is here. So what will happen in this case? The error will be the maximum, and that is where the problem arises. So which model to take in? So whether I should go with this or this one. Here like it has trained on train data so much that it has went through all the points. Here it is like in between, let's say in between, when it has not covered all the points, but yeah, the error on your train data, that is minimum. But here in this case, like here also error, like it is a simple fit model. Here you have not taken all the signals from the training set. So here the your error is maximum on your test train data as well as test data. So what we say here is, in this case, this will be the your here your data is not taking all the signals, not taking all the signals. But in this case, what is happening? It is taking like most of the signals, but not all. Here it is taking all the signals. So one drawback is that when you train your model fully on your training data, like when you are like using, let's say I'm taking linear regression, I'm training that, and I'm totally, that model is learning on my train data set. So whenever you have unseen data, then it becomes very difficult to that model to predict on a new data. So what will happen when it is completely, let's say when it is completely using this thing, like when completely training on train data, so whatever wealth is here, so it will predict the x value, whatever like value was in your trained data set. But it should not be the case, right? It should generalize on unseen data. That is what actually in machine learning models what a machine learning model requires.
Audio